So people often ask me, Pat, where do you see business going in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? I said, you know what? After all these questions, why don't I do a video on where I see business being in the next 5 years and 8 different items to be paying attention to. For what it's worth, you can do whatever you want to do with this. I just think these are 8 things you ought to be paying attention to over the next 5 years. Let's talk about the first one. Okay. The word attention span. Okay. It's a very, very important thing to be paying attention to with your business. Attention span. So the average attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds, right? Like a goldfish swimming around here. Elliot, what do you got going on here in the office, man? We got some Russian goldfish swimming here in the office. But anyways, go back, come with me. This guy's trying to distract me here with the goldfish. But the average goldfish attention span is 9 seconds, okay? So they'll be swimming, they see shark, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, they forgot, they move on. 9 seconds, attention span of a goldfish, okay? The attention span of a human being in 2000, according to Time magazine, was 12 seconds. As of last year, the attention span of you and I has been lowered to 8 seconds. We have a shorter attention span than a goldfish, this same goldfish that's swimming around in my office right now. 8 seconds is what our attention span is today. I want you to think about that. So what does that mean? Pat, who cares about the attention span? Everybody should be caring about attention span, because if, as an entrepreneur, as in business, if you don't know how to get the attention like this, you lose them, okay? If you don't know how to maintain attention with what you're doing, you lose them as well. Attention span is going to be your best friend and your enemy, I believe, over the next 5, 10 years, because I think that 8 seconds is going to go to 6 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds. That's what's going to happen. And then we're going to be looking at 0.9 seconds. You know, we're going to get into that world. It may take 50 years to get there, 100 years to get there, but we're going into that direction. The other thing to be thinking about over the next 5 years is speed. I think speed will be very critical. Everything will be about speed of delivery, speed of delivering the product. Amazon's right now having these drones that are going to deliver things to you. You know, everything's going to be about speed. I want it now. I want my package now. I want this food in my hands now. I want this market to deliver the food to me now. I want this product now. I want this shirt now. I want it now. Businesses who can have speed be on their side are going to have an edge, because the largest generation we ever had in the past before was who? Baby boomers. Now we have a newer generation that's got 78, 80 million people that we're dealing with, that they have to learn how to connect with them. And then you have all these other generations that are also behind them, following. And to them, what's very important is speed of delivery in everything. Mobile has made everything faster. So I would be paying very, very close attention to speed. Next one would be social issues, being very social conscious with what you're doing. Let me explain what I mean by social issues. Just think about what Facebook, what Twitter, what YouTube is. What do we call that? We call that what? What type of media? We call it social media. Why social media? Not just media, it's social media. Social media. The word social is going to have a lot of weight with a lot of different things, because social connects here. If you don't know how to socially connect here with the business, and your competitor does, they have an edge over you, because this is what's going to be, you know, you look at Blake Mycoskie. I think he has a company called Tom's, right? The shoes, Argentina. He sends the shoes to Argentina. He went there, something happened. He saw, and now every time somebody buys a shoe, he sends a shoe or something he does with them that, you know, became very big. So he paid attention to the social issues, but also at the same time it worked out with his business as well. I just think it's very, very important to be paying attention to social issues that are going on around the world. It is very important to even pay attention to political issues that are going around the world. Not necessarily meaning get political. It just means you need to be very socially aware of the things that are taking place today. And if you can figure out a way to connect with that with your business, you'll have an upper hand and a connection to an audience that maybe somebody else is not going to have. Next point, point number 4. Education is going to be majorly disrupted. Majorly is going to be disrupted. I foresee traditional universities taking a very big hit over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. I see very, 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 very big hit taking place. Why? First thing I talked about was attention span. Second thing I talked about was what? Speed. The third thing I talked about was what? social. Fourth thing is what? Education. If schools don't know how to maintain the attention span of a kid that's getting out of high school, who is smarter and sharper than any 18-year-old kid has ever been 20, 30 years ago, because all the stuff they have access to. If they don't know how to maintain their attention span, their speed, and they're not socially aware of the events that are taking place, they're going to get crushed. This is why I think education is going to go purely from a 4-year to a 2-year to a year. I think bachelor's degrees are going to get condensed into 2 years, into 18 months. I think we need to challenge that even all around the world. I think it's going to be more about the experience. I think if universities really want to have a blue ocean, and if they really want to have an edge on everybody else, it's not about just what you're teaching me. It's about the experience of me going there. I don't want to go the typical, my kid's going to come to me, Dad, I want to go to the school. Let's go get a tour of the school. We have the biggest classrooms with 1,000 seats in this auditorium. I don't really care for my kid to go sit in a classroom with it. I can't get the kid's attention for 4 seconds. What are you going to do? What animals are they going to be with? What things are they going to see? What live experience are they going to witness? What experiences? So if universities don't keep it more hands-on and educational and touch, travel, see, visual, they're going to take a big hit. And I think online education, having access to international studies through an online education is going to dominate and disrupt traditional education. And I'm not talking about Phoenix University, by the way. I'm not talking about Phoenix University. I'm not talking about that. I am not talking about online colleges that are charging an arm and a leg to convince somebody that if you get an online master's degree, you're going to get a $10,000 raise. That's also propaganda. I'm also not talking about that. I'm talking education is going to be disrupted over the next 5, 10 years tremendously. Next one, paying attention to data. Number 5, anything that tracks data is going to have higher value. Your data is going to have a lot of value over the next 5 years. Data is going to be, it's always had a lot of value. This is not a new thing that I'm telling you, but it's even more now, because now it's a lot easier to measure your data against a lot of other things. And if you can prove your data that you're connecting with this audience or that audience, you make a bigger case and an argument towards people that you're dealing with. So you got to pay a lot of attention to data as well when you're doing business. The next one, point number 6, will be mobile. It's pretty obvious. They were saying 10 years ago, purchases are going to be made in China right now. People are buying, soft drink on a machine with their mobile. They just swipe it and then boom, the soft drink drops and their phone bill gets a $2 bill because they bought a Coke or whatever it is. Mobile's going to be the future. It's already here. It's not only the future, but it's here. But it's knowing how to get your business to be mobile. They used to say 15 years ago, if you don't have a website online, you're out of business if you don't have an online website. And they were right. And now if you don't figure out a way to connect with an audience on the mobile, you're also going to be out of business. So mobile is going to be playing a very, very big role over the next 5 years. Next one is boring industries, I believe, will dominate exciting industries. And let me explain to what I mean by this. Stay with me. Everyone's chasing the next exciting industry. Oh my gosh, Snapchat. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Oh, this is it. This is the next big, oh, I love it. That's great. That is great. Because everybody's running there. And when everybody's running there, you go to the boring industry and you disrupt that industry and you solve that industry. While everybody's chasing that girl that's a 9.5, 10, you go after the other one that makes a great wife. While every girl is chasing that guy that's the next Brad Pitt looking guy, you go get the guy that actually is doing the things that are solid, and he may be a lot more exciting than you think he is. You just don't know him yet. Figure that guy out. That's the guy I'm gonna put my money on. That's the industry I'm gonna put my money on. Pay very, very close attention to boring industries that nobody is paying attention to. Not gonna get deeper in that, just gonna tell you, pay close attention to that. And the last one will be transparency. There are no secrets today. You can act all perfect you want. If there's ever been an era where there's no perfect people acting almighty and I'm this and I'm that, nothing. Not today. No, the more you try to judge and all that other stuff is going to backfire today. It's transparency. Everyone's got skeletons in the closet. The more you can learn how to be transparent as a company, the more you can learn how to be vulnerable as a company, the more you can learn how to be transparent and vulnerable as a human being and a leader, the more of a connection you're going to create with an audience. Because at the end of the day, what we like as human beings is people who are real. What we like as human beings is people who are genuine. What we like as human beings is people that are just themselves. We like that. I'm wearing a suit right now. I would quite frankly rather wear a shirt. I'm wearing a suit right now because I'm about to meet with an investor that's coming here. Okay, so we're going to sit down and have a meeting with them, and that's the meeting we're going to have. But when we have meetings with business people, with individuals, with everybody, with what you're doing and who you are and what, transparency, vulnerability, connection, not trying to act perfect, not trying to act like something you're not, because you cannot do it today. You cannot do it today. All those act as if today comes out, all of it. If you're a fake entrepreneur and you don't really run a business and you're ripping people off for 5, 10 grand online, it's gonna come off. It's gonna come out, and then your rep stays for a long time. Just gotta be real, just gotta be you, just gotta be honest about what you're doing. Be transparent. I think that'll give you an edge also in the future. I got many more, but I just wanted to do a quick answer back to many of you who keep asking me where I see business going in the next 5 to 10 years. That's what I think is gonna happen. I could be completely wrong. I've been wrong many times, but those are my thoughts. If you got any questions about it, comment on the bottom. If you've got some thoughts as well, please put that as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the greatest channel on YouTube for entrepreneurs, in our opinion, please subscribe to Valuetainment as well. And thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.